Hi everybody, in today's video we're going to be taking a look at the Nagoya NA771 antenna that's marketed towards the UHF, VHF 2 meter 70 centimeter band. For those of you that are new to ham radio or don't know, that's 144 megahertz and 430 megahertz. So I bought the Nagoya NA771 online and I had it on top of my Baofeng UV5R. It's currently got the stock rubber duck antenna on at the minute, but I will be putting on the 771 for comparison. You've got to be careful with these Nagoya antennas because there are a lot of fakes knocking about. So you can go on eBay and pick up one from anywhere between £2.50 and I've seen some dealers selling them for around £25, which for the genuine one, I still think that £25 is way overpriced for what they are. That's probably going to be around $28 US. So let's take a look at the antenna itself. So we'll take off the stock rubber duck off the UV5R. And we'll compare it with the 771A, which, as you can see, is almost a full quarter wavelength in size. So, just for comparison there, that's where your performance, or some of your performance, is coming from, in that it's a far bigger antenna and far suited for transmitting on the bands of your handhelds that are 2 meter 70 centimeters. So that's a comparison in size of the two antennas. These rubber duck antennas, they're just the stock antennas that come with your handheld. They're pretty poor, to be honest. They do a job, but if you're wanting to vastly improve your handheld radio, particularly a cheap Chinese Baofeng like I have, then 100% definitely go for the Nagoya NA771. I put this on my Baofeng, so we'll just put that on right now. It's quite easy. It's I don't know if you can see that. It's a SMA female fitting. You can get them in BNC, you can get them in SMA male, but if you're putting it on top of a Baofeng UV5, you are going to want the SMA female version of this antenna. So it's going to increase the size of your radio a fair bit. It's quite flexible, is this antenna. Look, it's far more flexible than the rubber duck. It's going to increase the size of your radio, but most importantly, it's going to increase your performance. Now, I'll just put that there. When I was doing on-air tests of this antenna, I didn't necessarily notice a difference with the receive. It didn't make my radio more sensitive to receive. It didn't improve the audio. It didn't improve the signals coming through the radio, but that's quite possibly because the handheld that I'm using is a cheap Baofeng. I don't expect great performance from a £20 radio. That said, the transmit capabilities are vastly improved. It's 50-50 where I am in my location, the local repeater that I use when I'm on my handheld, because I am in a dip, and the way that the VHF radio waves travel across the ground, a lot of them get absorbed by the ground. So when I'm in a dip, sometimes it's quite hard using a handheld to open up my local repeater. I do have a base station with a Diamond X30 antenna on top of the shack, which has no issues at all opening up the repeater. But the handheld with the rubber duck, which if we remember is this one, the stock antenna that came with the Baofeng, it was probably, I wouldn't even say 50-50, I'd say it's probably around 80-20 whether I'm going to open that local repeater or not. However, with the 771, it opens the repeater up no problem. I think probably 9.5 times out of 10 that I've been using this since I got it, it came about 2 days ago. It's opened up the repeater pretty much every single time I've transmitted. That's the big difference that I have noticed with these antennas. The transmit is vastly improved on a cheap Chinese Baofeng when comparing it with this. I'll let you make your own mind up on the receive. Obviously, I can't comment if it's going to be different for, say, a Yaesu handheld or a Kenwood or an Icon. I do think that the 771 performs far better on 2 meters. That's 144 to 146 megahertz or 144 to 148 megahertz if you're in the US. With regards to 70 centimeters, yeah, I mean, I have used it on 70 centimeters. I haven't used it as much as what I have on 2 meters, but I would say that the performance, the transmit performance is a lot more noticeable on the 2 meter band than what you're going to get on 70 centimeters. So be careful when you're buying these antennas. Make sure that you're not buying one of the cheap knockoff fake antennas. There's plenty of them out there. There is a link on Nagoya's website to let you know how you can spot a counterfeit antenna. But definitely, if you've got a Baofeng and you want to increase its performance, definitely buy one of these antennas. Or if you've got any other radios that just have these stock little rubber duck antennas, they're not really much good for anything, these. They do a job, but a poor job at that. So for the money and the performance that you get from it, it's pretty much, in my opinion, in the same league as the Baofeng. You'd recall that I've done a video review on this very Baofeng, and I did say for the money you can't really go wrong, which is likewise with this antenna. So I would definitely recommend purchasing one of these if you're wanting to see some increased performance on your handheld. Right, thanks for watching the video, guys. Be sure to like the video, share it across social media, and keep subscribing. We have noticed a big growth on the channel so far in 2023. I want to keep that growth going, and it'll enable me to make more videos like this. So thanks for watching, guys, and 7-3.